Check this out. This is Idaho in the USA. They call it God's country. It's been a crazy journey to get here. This is called Salmon River. I'm gonna go whitewater rafting on it really soon. Just been playing a game called Cornhole. Didn't do so good at that. It's a simple place here. They seem to be really direct people, very beautiful. Simple life kind of style. A lot of cowboys. They were trying to teach me how to lasso a leopard. I don't think I'm cut out to be a cowboy. I don't know if it's the animal rights activism that I do or the my strong vegan belief system. It's fun playing it though. It took an extraordinary effort to get here. It really did. You have to commit to things, right? If you really want to try it. And I always say to God, send me. Wherever you want to send me, I'll go. I'll go wherever. Just make it really obvious, make it really fun, make it really playful. I'll go. So I'm here in Idaho, spreading my magic. We went into a restaurant and I asked if they had any vegan food. They said no one's ever asked for vegan food here before. So, for the beautiful people here at the lodge, they've gotten me look at this. This was full of watermelon. They made me an acai bowl today. People are nice, you know, they want to take care of us. We just have to ask and be in our truth. So I'm probably the first vegan these people have ever met, or most of them. And they're all asking me about my belief systems and why I don't eat animals anymore. And I think a lot of you know my story. I used to eat 2 chickens a day. I used to be into like weightlifting, bodybuilding kind of stuff, you know. I was like training crazy, sometimes 5 times a week. Trying to get 200 grams of protein every day. I thought that's what I needed. It's what Arnold Schwarzenegger told me I needed. And now, I think I look pretty good. Eat lots of fruits, mostly fruits. Just love fruits. All the flies and the wasps are coming to my watermelon, so I'm gonna go now. Gonna enjoy the river. Sending you big love. Be whoever you are. Like truly, shine it brightly. Like own it. Might be uncomfortable sometimes. These guys are all gonna go fishing later. I'm not gonna go fishing. And I've been saying to them, like, how do you feel if I put a hook in your mouth? One of them said, oh, it's okay, we take the hook out and we put the fish back. I said, okay, let me put a hook in your mouth. I'll take it out and I'll put you in the water where you can't breathe. She was like, whoa, I never thought about that. It's just a small thing, you know, they're just used to putting hooks in fish's mouths thinking it's okay, but like, you bring the fish out of the water, it literally can't breathe, it's crazy. And then they're gonna go horse riding. It's a ranch here. I won't go horse riding. Horses are beautiful, free, wild animals when you let them be, but we tame them, we domesticate them. We put these metal bars in their mouth, it's called a bit, under their tongue, and if they don't do what we say, we pull it, or we hit them. I've ridden horses. I didn't think it was cruel when I used to do it, but then the horses, they, especially in the UK, they spend most of their day in the stables. They're not allowed to be free. It's a little bit different in some places. They get a bit of freedom until they get to a fence. It's just crazy that we think we can use other animals, other beings who have souls, but then we complain when people use us. I think it's a part of my magic. Like, would you like it if I sat on you and made you walk up a mountain with a piece of metal under your tongue that I pull on if you don't behave? Well, of course you wouldn't. So why'd you do that to a horse? Why would we breed them, especially? One of my friends rescues horses, so she rescues ex-race horses. They're so deeply traumatized. And you know, those horses, they're used to being ridden. That's like a part of their upbringing. Why do we keep breeding them? Do we really need them? Do we need to keep this cycle of cruelty going? Do we need to keep fishing just because our ancestors did it? Maybe if it's for survival or for food, but for fun. Maybe for fun, to go and stick a hook through someone's mouth. It's crazy. Do you feel bad for watermelons? This is getting a bit deeper than I thought it was going to get. So I read one time that fruits are the only food on the planet that want to be eaten. Even vegetables, think about celery, it doesn't want to be eaten. If you imagine you have a house plant in your house and you go and you just rip the head off that house plant, how would that plant feel? Would you even do that? Would you just go and like rip the head off a plant in your house for no reason? Of course you wouldn't, but that's what happens with a celery. But fruits, when we eat them, they're seeds. That's how they reproduce. An animal eats the fruit, the seed goes into the ground. But we don't really let that happen, do we? And fruits like to be eaten if they're picked ripe as well. Unripe fruits, they don't really like it so much. Carrots, you know, carrots, if you pull them out of the ground, they die. If you leave them in the ground, they grow flowers and then they reproduce. It's just a whole thing to like think about. Are we being kind with the way that we're living? Can we grow our own food? The dream for me is to have fruit trees in my garden, abundant fruit trees. I'll take care of the trees, they'll produce the fruits. We'll help them to reproduce, we'll benefit from the abundance. Very mutually beneficial relationship. I think that's the way. But we live in these big cities, don't we, where we make it more difficult. There are allotments, you can go and grow. You can, every single one of you can go and grow. You can go find a community allotment. Or partner up with a farmer. There's loads of local farmers you can partner up with. They have so much land they're not using. One of my friends just got given 1 acre of land by some farmers and now he's turning it into an allotment. Just go and ask your local farmers. See if you can partner up with them. One of my friends who lives near Glastonbury has a 100-acre farm and 5 tons of food goes to waste every year because there's no one to pick it. There's plum trees and apple trees and all sorts of stuff and no one comes and picks it. Maybe we can change the way we work with nature and like use the bounty that's there. Or maybe we can just keep doing what we're doing. If that really feels good to you and really feels true and you're happy and you feel like you're being the best version of yourself that you can be. I've got my feet in the river. I just wanted to show you the scenery, but one of the things that I do, I ask the universe, consciousness, God, whatever you call it, to channel through me and use me as a vessel for the highest good of all. I kind of feel like the river's speaking through me. What do we do to our rivers, everyone? Oh my gosh, what do we do to our waters of these lands? In England, they did a survey in 2016 and they found that around 17% of rivers had drinkable water, according to European standards. In 2020, they did the same survey and 0% of the rivers in England had drinkable clean water, according to European standards. 0% of the rivers. What do you think the animals drink? What do you think the trees drink? They drink these rivers that we're polluting. It's crazy. And the fashion industry is one of the biggest ones. Fast fashion, they produce a huge percentage of the wastage that goes into rivers. Animal farming, just dumping the manure into the rivers, into the fields, that gets then into the lake, into the streams, into all the pesticides that come from the farmers who use pesticides instead of growing things organically. I work with an organisation, it's a charity called the Vegan Organic Network. So it's all about stock-free farming, growing food without animals, without chemicals, fully vegan, fully organic. I think it's the future. You can go to veganorganic.net if you want to check those guys out. There's such an abundance of nature here in Idaho. You know, for the longest time these people have come and they've fished and they've hunted and they think that's okay. Maybe it is. I'm not judging. Maybe that's exactly what they're supposed to do. I think when we have more awareness, we can make different choices. It might be slightly inconvenient, you know, you might go to the grocery store and instead of grabbing the cow's milk, you might grab the oat milk. But don't get the oat milk that has rapeseed oil in. That's a trick, that's a trap. If it has any processed oil in, sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, that's a trap. Don't drink that. It's not going to make you well. You get loads of oat milk that's just oats and water. Go find one of those brands. Or make your own, really easy, make your own. Put some oats and some water into a blender and whiz it up. There you go, you made your own oat milk. Crazy times, eh? Sending you lots of love. Thank you for watching this. Sending you big love from Idaho. I'm gonna eat my watermelon now. Shared it with all the flies. This bowl was full. Fruits are so abundant and delicious. It takes about 3 weeks for your taste buds to change when you stop having processed sugar, stop having seed oil, stop having loads of processed salts. Clear your vessel and your taste buds will change. You will enjoy fruit so much more, but try and get the organic stuff and try and get it when it's ripe.